Podcast 1428. I am your host, the Boogeyman, Johnny Zuko, along with my co-host.
Hey everybody, Ginger Snap here.
And yes, to answer the question, we are still alive.
Barely.
Yeah, so forgive our absence in January. We will do better and coming forward. But life has caught up with us. We were trapped in the middle of a storm out here in California, which was kind of crazy. And honestly, there's just no good movies in January.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Yeah, but my co-host has actually had an eventful weekend. She went out to Creepy Inland Empire Con or Creepy
Yeah.
IE Con.
It's so weird because I kept calling it Creepy Con, but everyone's like, no, it's Creep IE Con. And I'm like, I'm just gonna still call it Creepy Con.
Yeah, though that logo they need to punctuate those periods a little bit better because
Right?
the way that it's put, it says Creepy Con. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
And it sounds better to say, it's easier to say like creepy
Yeah,
instead of creep IE. Like it's too much. So just Creepy Con.
yeah, you're trying to be really you're trying to be way too clever. Just be clever, but not as clever.
But not as clever. Yeah.
You're
No, it
trying
was
too hard.
this was I think the biggest convention I've gone to. I mean there it was sold out. Like the first day was sold out. The second day they almost sold out. So it was a lot of people and it was a huge convention center. And like the first day, the line was just around the block. Like it was they got packed. Like they did a really good job though with like selling tickets and everything. But yeah, it was a blast. It was a little overwhelming the first day just because
There's
like
so
because
much.
it was so much. Like how when we went to Sacramento,
Yeah.
the that one,
FutureCon.
like we could at least breathe and like walk down the aisles where the vendors were. This one you couldn't even like it was like cattle call. Like it was so insane where the vendors were. Like you had to like stop and then like you couldn't even get through like some of the aisles. So that part was a little claustrophobic for me, but our whole thing, like I went with my best friend. Our whole thing is we just wanted to meet the Scream cast, and then like that was our big thing. So like Saturday, like we took photo ops and we did Terrifier photo op, and then
I
the
didn't see
line
that
for that.
picture.
I didn't post it because I look like a goober in it.
Okay.
I like see, here's the thing, like we didn't know they were doing both just like photo booth or a group photo taken by a professional.
Hmm.
So Art was only like David Howard Thornton, he was only dressed up as Art to do the professional photo, and those ones cost a lot more. So, but my friend and I like, no, let's just do it. So, that whole experience was interesting because I don't think I'm ever going to do those again, to be honest, because it's so expensive and it literally is like cattle call. It's like, okay, one, two, three, next. Like you don't even get to interact with
Yeah.
anybody.
Yeah.
And like to be honest, like they cut off your feet in the photo. Like it doesn't even look like a legit professional photo because like they cut off your feet and like the whole
So look, you have no ankles.
yeah, there's like nothing and it just like you can't pose. Like you don't have time to pose. And I feel like, oh my God, I don't want to look like the DMV, you know?
I was gonna make that same joke.
Right? It's awful. So it's like one, two, three, next. So like, I mean, we took them and it's cool, but like I feel like if you want to actually interact with the actors or the directors, do the photo booth or their booth area because you actually get to like talk to them, like hug them if you can, and it's just more of a personal experience rather than doing the professional photo ops. So luckily I got to do the photo booth with Richard Brake, and then I got to do Matthew Lillard
Oh,
and his line, dude. Oh my God. His line both days was around the room. Like it was insane. Like at least a 2 hour wait. We got a little lucky and shout out to the freaking staff because they let us do VIP for Matthew Lillard because we had to leave. Like he was cutting close to like leaving and then like the line was still 2.5 hours long. So like the staff, he was really cool. Like we met up with him earlier that weekend and he's like, yeah, just let me know. So we got to like fuck everybody else in the 2.5 hour wait line and we got to do the VIP line just because like we wouldn't have made it. Like we had to
yeah.
leave. So shout out to that guy. That guy, like the staff at CreepyCon was awesome. Like they were all very, very, very nice people. And I hope they get like good karma because they were really nice to us. So yeah, but Lillard, like that was like my friend and I, like that was like who we wanted to meet. And then we met Jamie Kennedy as well. And then we met up with our friends from the Scream House tours who were helping out with Lee Waddell, the original Ghostface.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
so yeah, it was really cool. Like it was really fun to do all that. But I think from now on, if I'm gonna do like a big convention like this, I think I'm gonna like Sundays are the days to go because it's not as busy.
Yeah.
The only thing about that though is if you want to buy stuff, sometimes it is sold out the day before. But I'm not in
Or the celebrities only do one day.
or the celebrities only do one day. Luckily, a lot of them did both days. So just kind of look at your schedule. Like if you don't want to get overwhelmed, like go on a Sunday, depending like what, you know, like what you want. Um, but yeah, they had cool stuff there too. Like they had a lot of Scream stuff. There's a lot of Scream stuff, a lot of Terrifier stuff, a lot of Trick or Treat stuff. Um, and I kind of feel bad though, because like on one of the like on the left side you have like the kids from Terrifier, and then you have like Richard Brake, you have the guy from Barbarian, and like Thomas Paine from Walking Dead, and they didn't have any lines at all. It was kind of sad. And then like on the opposite side it's like Skeet Ulrich, Jamie Kennedy, Matthew Lillard, and like those lines were just insane. So yeah.
It's the Comic Con thing though, you know what I mean? It's like the
Yeah,
big, like everyone wants the big attractions, you know what I
I
mean?
know.
Like those guys, Richard Brake and the kids from Terrifier and from the dude from Barbarian, like
Mhm.
those guys would have had like a line up here in the Creature Con.
Oh, for sure, for
You know what I
sure.
mean? Because I feel like they would have appreciated more. Because I feel like when you get to like those bigger conventions, it's more of a like what's trending or who's trending. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Especially with Matthew Lillard, since he's rumored to be in the new Scream movie. So like definitely that brought.
I don't think that's gonna happen. Kevin Williamson confirmed, like, no, like Stu's dead.
I don't know. Evidence suggests otherwise.
I don't know. I don't know. But he's also like, I mean, there was a lot of kids there to see him because of Shaggy, you know, and
No,
so
yeah.
a lot of kids, and he was like really, oh my God, it was like there was one kid you could tell he couldn't interact, like he was sensitive to sounds. I don't know exactly what he had, but like you could tell he was having more of a difficult time.
Uh-huh.
And when he was meeting Lillard, like Lillard was so calm with him. He like bent down and he like hugged him and he was like calming him down. I was like, "Oh my God, that's so sweet." Like he's really good with his fans. And the staff member there, she's like, "Yeah, if there's kids waiting in the long line, he wants the kids to move up to VIP so they don't have to wait." Like how cool is that? Like he's just he just seems like such a down to earth guy, and like he was awesome. And he remembered my friend and I because we met him twice. And I like to wear all white and she likes to wear all black. So we call ourselves like Salt and Pepper as a joke. And he remembered us. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. Because there's like thousands of people there. So I thought that
Yeah,
was
that's
really
cool,
cool.
man. Especially when
Yeah.
someone like of that statue remembers you. That's
I
cool.
know. I was like, oh
That's
my
hella cool.
God. But yeah, I mean it was fun. So they announced that they're gonna do another one this year, another creepy con this like later this year. So I'm curious what that lineup is gonna be.
In the fall or in the summer?
Yeah, in the fall.
The fall.
Yeah. And then
Inland.
Monster Palooza is happening, and that's gonna have Robert England. So that's coming, I think, in June or
Yeah.
July.
Uh,
Yeah, early summer. I don't know if I'm gonna go to that one just because
that's
like
Burbank, right?
it's Pasadena, I think.
Pasadena.
Yeah. But that's like the next big one. And they do Midsummer Scream. I think that's in July.
I think
And
it's August.
oh, it's August.
I think August.
Last year was going on when I went to the Scream House, so I couldn't make it. But that one seems
Yeah.
fun because that one has like a lot of like vendors as well, and they have like haunted houses inside. This one had a haunted house inside too, but I didn't do it because I was just like, nope, not about that. But yeah, it just sucks because I really wish like NorCal got better conventions. I just feel like the only one we have up here is Sacramento.
Yeah, the people they need to see Sacramento like really do well.
You would think like San Francisco or Oakland would.
Well, they did. They had the Silicon Comic Con, but now they kind of moved away from pop culture into more. Now it's more of a technology based Comic Con now. So
Yeah,
that kind of really hurt. You know, the appeal to go. I mean, the only things that the Bay Area really has is anime convention. That's it.
that's it. Like, but
That's it.
like, because there's a lot of people that don't live in LA that go to these things. I mean, people were coming from up north, people were coming from other states. Like, if it's big and if you have big guests, people will come, you know?
Hmm.
So I don't know, it just sucks. Like, I feel like the Bay Area or like NorCal really needs a good horror convention besides Sacramento because it's just like there are a lot of fans up here, and it's not fair. I feel like all the cool stuff or all the big names like go to LA and it's just like, really? I
You
don't
don't
know.
want to come up to farm country.
But like with San Francisco, but come on, like San
Fuck,
Francisco, like you
I
know.
wouldn't even want to go to San Francisco to be honest with you.
Well, no, I wouldn't either. But if it's like it's closer to us, and like if there's like big names or like people that we really love, like we would go,
Yeah,
and
no, I
support.
mean, I remember like the first few the Silicon Comic Cons that they had up here were actually really big draws and they were really good for the Bay Area. When the pandemic hit, it kind of stopped that because
Yeah.
that was like their third year. And that third year, they were gonna have some really big names: Robert England, Jason Momoa,
Oh.
and someone else, like someone that was really big, along with other like Star Trek and science fiction characters. And it's like,
Mhm.
but the pandemic stopped that. So now they're trying to figure out how do we get interest back. Like,
Yeah.
just now they're trying to move away to pop culture into technology, which I think is just like the wrong move.
Right. Yeah. I feel like
Like I
yeah.
get
No.
your Silicon Valley, I get that. I get you're the technology capital of the world, but
But it's like,
no,
come on.
it's the wrong market to try to tap into. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I could see like the last couple years because there was a girl I was talking to in line. I guess CreepyCon started last year and
Mhm.
they did COVID testing on site. So it took even longer to get in. And I was like, man, I'm glad I didn't go last year because like that you wouldn't have made it. And if you do like the photo ops, you have to get there at a certain time. And if you're still in line, it's like, oh crap. So yeah, I feel like this year now that they're not doing that, like it's a little bit easier to go to these types of things. I mean, people like some people were still wearing masks and stuff, so that's optional, but it wasn't like mandatory. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like we need more up here. Like again, like there's such a huge fan base up here too. I just feel like I don't know. I'm not personally into anime or comic stuff, so I'm not gonna attend those, but like we need like more horror, more sci-fi stuff for sure up here besides tech.
No, I agree, and I think yeah, they definitely need to do something out here, Bay Area or somewhere closer. I think
Hmm.
I think like what San Francisco, San Jose is your best bet.
Yeah, because you have those big convention centers.
Yeah, you have those big convention centers. Also, you have
You have airports, hotels, like
yeah,
logistic wise, you'd be fine.
yeah. I mean, you have
Yeah.
and also like they're both tourist hotspots, so you're not going to be hard up for rooms for guests and like
Hmm.
celebrities and stuff like that. So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, so yeah, anyone listening, man, someone needs to do that shit.
Give me money and I'll run it.
Right? That's what we fucking need, man. More horror cons up here. I'll be with that though, because then I'll be able to go.
Right,
I'll be able to go. That's for sure.
right. Have you gone to any like down like any conventions down south?
No,
No.
I wanted to go to Son of Monster Palooza, which was the one in Burbank,
Hmm.
but I couldn't get the weekend off, and I didn't have the money that I needed to save up. So I was like,
Hmm.
fuck, because I was
It's
planning on going. I was
It's
planning on going.
expensive now. Like even like remember when we met David, like what a photo op was what, like $40?
Yeah.
It's like 70 plus now.
Well, his stock is rising now.
I know.
His stock's rising now. How much was Richard Breaks? I'm curious.
Only 40.
40? That's not bad.
Yeah. And he was the best dressed there, by the way. I just want to throw that out there. He had like a nice like black suit on and like nice shoes, and I'm just like, oh my god. So yeah, he was like the best dressed. And then I wanted to meet the barbarian guy because that guy is huge. Oh my god. He's like almost 7 feet tall and he's really handsome. Like you would never think like what the mother creature he played, like, and then to see like what he really looks like, I was like, wow. But
Gee, that was actually a person. I thought that was all CGI.
I know he like the makeup it took because I looked at like behind the scenes photos, like it took a long time to do the makeup apparently, but he's really handsome. I was like, whoa. And it would be cool to meet the kids from Terrifier, but I was like, I was running out of money, man. Like all
Right?
that stuff really adds up, plus hotel and like just traveling and all that stuff. So
You got a budget, like, okay, priorities.
yes, yeah. Like
Priorities.
that's another tip too. Like prioritize who you want to see because that's like the most expensive you'll probably pay. Like but yeah, it was really fun. Grim Life Collective was there who I met and I love their channel. And then who else was there? Devin Sawa, duh, hello.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Um
surprised you didn't bring him up first.
I know, right? Oh, his eyes. Oh my god, he's so handsome. But yeah, it was like overwhelming. Like just because like all of my childhood loves were in one room, and I'm just like this is intense.
You're like
All
a
that was
high school
missing
girl
was
all
like
over again.
all that was missing was like Leonardo DiCaprio. But yeah, it was fun. Oh, another tip, if you have a friend that you go with, make sure like you know what they're wearing because you could not, and I don't want to sound mean, you couldn't tell people apart. Every guy there had short dark hair, a black Hort t-shirt on, and tattoos. You could not, like, if you got lost, like you would need to like identify or like know what your friend is wearing or wear a brighter color because it was just a blend of like people all looking the same, and it's like, whoa, what? So I
Bunch
told
of
my friend, I
goth
was like,
people walking around.
oh my god, it was like you could not spot anybody out. It was crazy unless they were like a cosplayer or something. But yeah, like that's another tip. Like make sure you know what your friend's wearing and wear a bright color because you will lose them in the crowd.
Yeah, you
But
will for sure.
yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, no, I like CreatureCon doesn't even get that way. The only time I remember CreatureCon being that way is when I went like the second time and it was Doug Bradley. He
Oh, he was there when we went there though.
Oh no, but the first time that I went,
Uh-huh.
he was sitting next to Linda Blair.
Oh.
So everyone thought that Doug Bradley's line was like around the building, but it was really Linda Blair's.
Oh man. Oh. Yeah, I could see
Wait,
like
go ahead.
she I could see like her line being super super long.
Yeah, it was like it went wrapped all the way around the building. Is this
Wow.
for Pinhead? It's like, no, it's for Linda Blair. Where's Pinhead's line? Uh, right here. God damn it. Seriously? Yeah, so
That's
they
crazy. Yeah, like I could see her and like if Jamie Lee Curtis ever did these type of things, oh man, like I could see her line being really long too.
yeah, she would never do these type of things.
Yeah, I know. I
Never do.
wish Nev, I wish Nev Campbell was at this one because she was at like she did Monster Palooza with everybody else,
Yeah, but I think she only did it because of the anniversary.
but she's doing the one in Seattle. That's coming up in March. They're gonna be there too.
Oh, no
Skeet,
way.
yeah, Skeet, Jamie Lillard, and Nev at the Seattle one, and I was like, what? I was like, I never even heard of this convention.
I think that's the one that Horror Diva goes to.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
And then Rose McGowan, who's like coming out of the woodworks again, she's doing the one in Jersey.
No shit.
Yeah.
Huh. That's interesting.
I would love to meet her. And I really want to meet like David Arquette too. Like I really, really want to meet him and get a photo with him.
Your best bet is to go to a wrestling show.
I know, right?
That's your best bet is to go to a wrestling show down in LA. And
Oh,
you'll see him there.
but yeah, that's my next goal is Nev, McGowan, and Arquette.
Yeah.
And then I'll be good.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you had a fun weekend. That's fucking dope.
Yeah, I got like 1 hour sleep. I'm so sorry if I still sound tired because I'm just like I was running on empty for a
Did you
while.
drive out there or did you fly?
We drove.
Oh shit, it was like what, 8 hour drive?
From me it was like 6 hours. Um,
That's not too bad.
it's not too bad. You know, you make stops along the way too, so it can add up. But yeah, it's just the five. I hate the five. It's so boring.
I never drove the five.
You don't want to. It's just like there's nothing there. There's no like nice scenery or anything. But
It's
I
all
think next time I'll definitely fly down,
farm.
save time.
Better rent a car.
Yeah, well, you know,
Honestly.
but that's the thing. You don't really, if you're staying at a hotel that's like right next to the convention, you don't really need a car. You could just Uber.
Fuck that. With peak hours? Fuck that. No, I'm good. Fuck. I'll save money just by renting the car. I'd be good.
You could drive us. We'll be in the back.
Right? You better fucking pay me then. Shit.
I know, right? I was joking with my friend because I was like, I always have to go to the bathroom. And I'm like, man, we should just rent like a camper next time and just take that. I swear.
No, seriously. Make a fucking whole trip out of it. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
Well, that's dope. I'm glad you went down to Creepy Con or keep Creepy Creep
IE.
IE Con. That's down in Inland Empire. So definitely go give them a follow and a like on Instagram because
Yeah.
it's Creepy Con at Creepy Con
Econ.
on Instagram. So be sure
Yeah,
you go give them.
go follow their page. They always like have updates and stuff too, and they're always constantly posting. So definitely go check them out to see what their next who their next guests are.
Yeah, that's yeah, definitely. I'm gonna have to talk to the wife and see if we can go sometime in the but yeah, so with that being said, with that out of the way, we got some movies to talk about. I think we got a
Mhm.
couple movies to talk about, but our main review is going to be on the new Kevin Williamson movie, Sick,
Sick.
Peacock original. I know me and you both saw Infinity Pool, and we both have different views on it. I'm not sure if you saw Skin in a Rink or not. If you have, I
No, it's
really
on
want
my list. It's on my list. I really want to see that.
Okay. Well, that's unfortunate because I really wanted to hear your thoughts on that. Uh, because goddamn,
Is
I
that
was
on that's on Shutter already?
yeah, it's on Shutter. Yeah, it
Okay.
hit last week.
Okay. I really, 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 really do want to watch that.
Yes. So please let me know what you think. Um, I am dying to hear what you think. Honestly,
Maybe like that could be our next one because I'll try and watch it this weekend. Um, yeah, we could do an episode on that because I really do want to talk about it and you know because I've been hearing crazy things about it. Like you're either really gonna like it and be into it, or
it's not your
it's
bag.
not your bet. The most I've heard is like, oh, it's like if David Lynch directed a
Horror
haunted
movie.
house movie, or yeah. And I'm like, my ears perked up at that. So
Mm,
no, no,
no, because
really?
David Lynch would made it interesting. This dude did not make it interesting. At least that's just my opinion. But here's the thing, though. But here's the
Mm,
rub with this movie, though. You can't just watch it just to watch it. You have to experience this movie. So you have to make it a whole fucking
right.
thing. So you got to make sure all the blinds are turned, all the lights are
Okay.
off, your phone's off, and
Okay.
if you are not immersed within the first 5 minutes of this movie, it is not gonna work for you.
Did you see it in theaters?
Yeah, I saw it in the theater. I actually had to walk out
See,
because there was fucking kids in the front row acting fucking stupid, and
oh
I
no.
was gonna get up and I was like, I was gonna get up and start some shit, but
Oh no,
like
that
we gotta go,
sucks.
we go. So because yeah, he was acting all stupid. He's all like jumping up and down the seats, and they're talking really loud, and
Were they like little kids?
no, they're fucking teenagers,
Oh, I hate
college
teenagers.
kids. Even worse, like the theater we went to is next to a college, is next to a university.
Don't go to that one anymore.
Well, no, I usually have good luck with that theater. That AMC over there on by Santa Clara. Like I have really good luck
Oh,
with that. But we went on a Tuesday and it's half off. And so you get all these fucking kids from the university that have nothing to do that want to just come in and just, act a fool. And then three of them were just acting a fool right there. It's like, dude, this is pissing me off. I was so mad.
Oh my
I
god.
was
Okay,
so
don't
mad.
go don't go on a Tuesday anymore because I feel
No,
like you guys
Tuesday
all
sucked.
like that always happens to you guys.
Yeah, Tuesday sucked, man. And so it was like, I was gonna get up, but then like we're like, let's just go. Let's just go. Let's just go because you're gonna get us kicked out. And I pretty much was. I fucking because yesterday, what was it? Monday too. I went to go see Knock at the Cabin, and some fucking dumbass was like, "Woo,
Oh
woo,
god.
woo, woo,"
Oh my
and I
god.
stood up out of my seat, and I'm on the top. I'm on the back row, and I top, and I'm looking to see who's doing it, and all of a sudden it stopped. I'm like,
Good.
motherfucker, like I want you to do it because I want to know who it is.
Yeah.
And then I sat back down. But yeah, I was so mad. But then
So
at
wait,
Skinny Marika, I was so mad, but I was just like,
you guys had to walk out of that though, so you didn't even see the ending?
no, 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 no. So we're giving a pass, right? So they're acting stupid during the trailers. I'm like, okay, so whatever. It's the trailers, so I'm like, whatever. But it's got to the point where it's just like so annoying and it's pissing me off, and I just can't sit there and enjoy my drink. And then the movie starts, and the fucking dude that's like jumping up and down in the seat stands up in the front row and looks like he's looking in the back row. I'm like, what are you doing?
What
And
the
then he looks at
hell?
me and I just give him the head nod like, what's up? And then he looks at me, stands, and then he sits right back down. And then he turns around on his knees and hops up on the chair and it's like,
Who does that?
fucking idiots. That's who does that. That's who does that.
Like unless you're like a 5-year-old kid, like what
We're like maybe 15, 20 minutes into the movie and we're like, let's just go because this is not getting any better. And then um so we talked to the manager, complained, and then we ended up going to the later show,
Oh, okay.
which sucked because like I wanted to be home by a certain time. I
Yeah.
had other things to do. I'm like, okay, but that added like another 2 hours to our time. So we went to like the 9:30. We watched it. We thought we were gonna have the exact same experience because
Yeah.
people didn't shut the fuck up. But when the lights turned down, everyone was just like, psh.
Okay, good.
I was like, okay. But I was just sitting there though. I was just sitting there thinking about other things other than the movie. I'm like,
Oh,
oh
that's
my,
not good. But so
yeah.
do you
I was
think
like,
because of the stressful like situation that kind of took you out of experiencing the film?
maybe, but I mean, I knew like I had watched the original short. Like heck, I had watched that on
Mhm.
Bite Size Nightmare. And I like that short like a lot because I think that short is very immersive and it really does play out like a dream.
Mhm.
This fucking movie does not need to be like 2 hours long. I'm sorry. Like
Mhm.
by the time you get to an hour, you're just jerking yourself off.
Oh God.
Like that's what you're doing, man. You're like, look what I can do. Look at these fades, these transitions. Look, doesn't this look weird right here? Doesn't it sound weird? I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Is the movie really 2 hours?
Yeah, it's 2 hours.
Oh my God.
It's an
See,
hour and 48 minutes. It does not need to be that long.
oh Lord.
You could have fucking done this in 80 minutes and still got your point across. But Heck has like a really creepy ending. Has like a really creepy ending.
And that's the same director?
That's the same director. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm
He
gonna watch.
shot.
Is that on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Okay, so I'm gonna watch. Do you recommend watching that before or after the movie?
I watched it before and maybe after, honestly,
Watch it after
after, because I feel like if you watch it before, you're gonna go into this movie with like,
expectations.
yeah,
Okay.
and then I would watch it after and then kind of see how he plays on the dream and the sleep, and you'll like have a much more appreciative experience watching it that way
Okay.
because I thought that was great. I thought the short, like, yeah, it's a half hour long,
Mhm.
but it doesn't overstay its welcome, and it has a very, very creepy ending
Mm.
that this one doesn't. This one just kind of like ends.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
I'm
I
so
know a lot of
curious
people out
now.
here. It's like, oh, I mean, we're gonna talk about it next, like I think either next week or the week after. So
Yeah.
I'll save my thoughts. But
Okay.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan.
It's
I'm,
so weird too because like the first time I saw the poster for it, I'm like, is this like a Swedish horror film? Like it seems like a European
it
horror film, but
is.
no, I
It's
thought it's just
Canadian. I
Canadian.
think it's French Canadian.
Okay. But it
He's
looks like
Canadian.
it looks like Scandinavian or something. I don't know why.
Yeah, he's from Canada.
Okay.
Yeah, like the director, the whole family, all them, like all that whole production crew, that's all from Canada.
It sucks because I wish I could have seen this in theater because I feel like that's the experience you want. Like you're in a dark room, it's loud, like you don't have your phone. But also I'm gonna recreate the theater
Yeah,
in my room.
yeah, have the sound loud,
Yeah.
all the blinds dim, like make sure you're in pitch darkness.
Okay.
Because that's the only way to really watch this movie. You couldn't watch this movie any other way. You couldn't watch this movie like right now, and
No,
it
no.
wouldn't hit.
Definitely at night, like dark. Yeah. Put my phone away, no distractions, like because I want to experience it like that.
Yeah, I mean that's the only way to experience it. Like honestly,
Yeah.
and if you're not sold by the first 5-10 minutes, you're not going to be sold for the rest of the movie. You're just going to be sitting there pissed off.
Shit, that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, yeah, seriously, it is. Not for you, for the
Yeah.
director though. Like, I mean, for real, like seriously, like you have 10 minutes to make an impression on your audience, and
Um,
so yeah, I don't know, man. I was gonna make fun of it too. I was gonna do it, but someone had beat me to it uh,
what?
of the movie.
Like make fun of it how?
So what I was gonna do, I was gonna do like just like a mundane look into the life of my life. I come home, I feed the cats, turn on the PlayStation. Like in the background, the whole time you just hear like the sound of the PlayStation and like the video game going, and then the cats just like,
Meow.
yeah, exactly. Every now and again, and then like have like a close up of a cat like licking themselves or like stretching or whatever, and then lights on, lights off, and then I go to bed, and then I just hear, which is
Is
like,
it really
fuck, I
that
gotta get up and fucking let this cat out, which
is
is the joke, or I gotta get up and feed this cat again.
is it really that mundane?
I don't know. I mean, I go
Without giving it away?
go watch it. Just go.
All right, all right. And then you saw Knock at the Cabin, which I don't care to see because, my husband like does not like M. Night Shyamalan like at all. I mean, I like earlier M. Night films,
This
like
is early M Night.
is it really?
It
It's
is.
not like
This is Sixth Sense, Unbreakable. What was that third film he did? This is The Visit. This is Split. This is Signs. This is that guy, dude. Like,
mm,
I'm not a fan of the Sixth Sense or Signs, but people think that that's his best work, so I'm just throwing that in there. But yeah, man, I really like Knock at the Cabin, and it
yeah,
does put to rest that Dave Bautista is a fantastic actor.
I like him. I
Puts
agree
it
with
to
you.
rest. There
Yeah.
is a scene in here when he does a monologue, and he has a tear come down. Oh my god!
He's a great no, even in like the new Blade Runner, like I really like him. I think he's a really good actor too.
But you know what though? It's like you can buy him in any role though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in Blade Runner, doesn't he play like some kind of doctor or some like scientist or something?
Yeah.
But
But
you buy it. You know what I
Why though? Even
mean?
like with his look though, because the guy is like huge, right? Like
Yeah.
really huge. But like he's so good at like whatever role he does. Like he
Yeah,
gives it his all.
you couldn't buy Dwayne Johnson in that role.
No,
You
no, not at
couldn't.
all.
You couldn't
Mm-mm.
buy him in that role. You know what I mean? John Cena maybe, but John Cena still has a little bit more work to do to catch up to Dave. But
Yeah.
yeah, I do think Batista, like this really does put the argument to bed who is the better actor out of the three. Like it
Mm.
really does. And I think Batista's a little bit funnier, and I think he picks more interesting roles than the other two,
He
honestly.
does. And he does more serious roles too, I feel.
Yeah.
More
Like he
dramatic.
wants to work with Guy Ritchie and Martin Scorsese and Tarantino. He wants to work with like Cronenberg. You know what I mean? Like he wants to work. He wants to go back and work with a new. You know what I mean? Like just look at the directors that he's already worked with.
Mm-hmm.
I should already just say he's worked with a new. I think twice already.
Hmm.
Like in Dune and in Blade Runner,
Yeah, you're right.
and he's gonna be in the second Dune. So
Yeah,
it's like, holy shit.
that's awesome. So was he like the best part of the movie,
I
or?
mean, I thought all of them killed it. I thought the little girl was really good. She really understood the assignment and really just ran with it. The couple, they were really good as well. Like there was not a weak performance in this movie. I feel like
Hmm.
there was not a weak performance. It was, and the thing with M Night is like he's really good when he's able to like really confine his story within a one setting situation,
Mm-hmm.
like The Visit or Split. You know what I mean? Like a really tight thriller. And yeah, this makes you question there. You do have questions, but they're questions that either heighten the film or they take it away from you depending on your stance on his work.
Mm-hmm.
But like the questions I have is like, oh, like they actually heighten the film. And I didn't even know this was a book. I didn't know it was based on a book.
Oh, really? I didn't know that either.
Yeah, it's
I'm
based on the
assuming. I'm
cabin at
assuming
the end of
there's.
the world.
I'm assuming there's twists because it's M Night.
No,
There's no twists.
no twists.
What?
There's no unnecessary twist. I guess it's a twist, but it's not really a twist. I mean, it's not really a twist. I mean, yeah,
Huh?
I can't really say without giving it away, but there to me it wasn't a twist. I'm like, oh, okay,
Really?
yeah, and I thought it was really great because I feel like when he does like these unnecessary twists, he ruins his own movies.
Well, I think because he's so pressured because he's that person that does twists, so like you just expect it, you
I
know.
even said in my root, I even said this in my review that M Night was the original troll because he was trolling us with a lot of his unnecessary twists.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? He was just fucking
Totally.
trolling us with some unnecessary twist. Like, come on, like the village. Like, come on, dude.
Hey, I liked The Village though.
But that twist was unnecessary.
No, I liked it. I thought it was like, huh? Like, and even the twist in The Visit, like that
Yeah,
was really
but
good.
see that twist though, that twist in the visit is earned.
That's
That is
true.
earned. That's my point. That's my point. You know, the village. I don't feel like that twist was earned. Like I really
I
don't.
liked it. I don't. I
I
really.
mean, hey, you like that's cool, but I'm like just for me, I'm just saying I don't think it was earned. Like the visit, that was earned. Split, like that wasn't a twist, but that was just a build to like something, to something greater, which
Mhm.
kind of petered out. But I have to watch Glass because I want to see if that's actually really a commentary on Marvel movies, like a
Mhm.
spoof on Marvel movies.
Mhm.
So I need to go see that one.
I haven't seen that one, and I haven't. What was the other one? Oh, shoot. I've seen Unbreakable. I've seen Split. Maybe it's just Glass that I haven't seen.
Yeah, Glass. That was the third one.
You know which one's like had so much potential, but was just awful was The Happening. Like that movie like had such a cool premise, but just the acting and everything, like it just like, oh, I think that was his worst, to be
The
honest.
Beast. Mark, come on, dude. Mark Wahlberg.
I know.
I
And
love.
I like Mark Wahlberg,
I
just
like
not for
Mark
that
Wahlberg,
role.
but hearing that Ryan Gosling was up for the role,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And then he did it again to him in the Lovely Bones.
Oh my God. I totally forgot about the Lovely Bones.
Yeah, he fucking took that role from Gosling too because Gosling got fat.
That son of a bitch.
Right? Right?
Was he doing Lars and the Real Girl or not Lars and the Real Girl? Was it Lars and the Real Girl?
I think that came out
Because
after.
he kind of gained weight for that, didn't he?
No, so in an interview he said that he had gained weight for the Lovely Bones because he didn't want to look like an attractive dad. He wanted to have a dad bod. So he kind of gained a little bit of weight so he didn't have to wear a fat suit. And
Oh, okay.
Peter Jackson's like, "No, I casted you because you're handsome, not because
Wow.
it's like it's so many words, you know what I mean? So many
That's
words,
so
but
shitty.
yeah, it is. I mean, like, oh, well, that sucks.
Wow.
That movie would have been way different had it been Gauze instead of Wahlberg.
For
Honestly,
sure.
might have been
Oh, that's
even better.
disappointing.
That's just my opinion. But yeah,
Yeah.
um, yeah. I mean, I think Knock at the Cabin is a good movie though. I think it's a really good movie.
I'll wait till it like streams.
I think it's a Universal, so I don't think you have to wait too long because it might be on Peacock coming soon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, it is Universal, so yeah, it should be hitting Peacock soon.
All right, I'll wait to watch it on that.
And then let's talk about your boy,
Boy.
Brandon Cronenberg.
Yes. All right. All right.
All
I'm
right,
gonna be
lay it on
honest.
me.
I'm gonna be honest. Okay. I was so hyped for this because I love Brandon Cronenberg, been a fan, antiviral, like is my favorite of his, like Possessor, like I love Brandon Cronenberg. And to hear like my guy Alexander Skarsgård being in a Cronenberg film, and I'm like, oh my god! So I was just like so amped up, so excited. And then Mia Goth, yes, I wanted to love this so bad, and it's not like I did not enjoy it. Like I still enjoyed this movie. I just feel like something was missing for me in this. I don't know what it was. Like I just feel like there was kind of a lot of different areas this could have explored a little bit more. Like I don't know if we want to give it away. I mean, I don't know
No,
if we
I
should
mean
give
the
it
movie
away.
just came out, so I don't know if we can.
Okay, I'll try my best to not get, but there was a certain element in this, I
Well, I
mean, they
mean
showed
the clone thing is
it's
kind
in the
of out there
trailer.
because
Yeah.
it's in the trailer. So
Okay,
if
so
that's what you're talking about, then yeah, you
yes.
can talk about
Yeah,
that.
I kind of wanted to explore that a little bit more and find out like is he like just try not to give it away. Um you know what I mean though? Like
I
I wish
get you. I
they
okay. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
you know what I'm talking
I
about.
totally get it. I totally get it.
Yeah, that.
Yes. I totally see that. I can totally see that because that question is even brought up
Yeah,
during like their first get together.
right.
And yeah, I totally see that. And also too how he plays it in the airport.
Mhm.
How he plays it in the airport where he thinks about it.
Yeah,
And like to me, that would have been a perfect ending.
I know.
Instead of him
That
sitting on the beach.
yeah.
I thought that I thought like, man, you really took the air out of your ending by adding that unnecessary frame right there.
I know, like, because that, like, you question. I would have rather left questioning, like,
Yes.
you know what I mean? Because that
Yes.
would have had so much more of an impact. I feel
Yeah, no, I agree.
so. I feel like if he kept it with that and explored that a little bit more, oh my god, it would have been so much better. And then also, I did like, okay, I did love. Okay, so basically, like, let's explain what this movie is. So basically, like, it's Alexander. It's kind of like the White Lotus meets. I don't know what it would meet like.
It's another movie with clones.
Like Blade Runner? No, not Blade Runner.
No. I want to say Logan's Run, but they weren't clones.
Yeah. Okay, so basically this film is like Alexander Skarsgård and his wife. He's a writer and she's like we don't she's just rich. Like we don't know why she's rich. She's just oh no, cuz her dad owns the press or whatever.
Yeah,
So she's
publisher.
loaded. He's having a hard time. He hasn't written anything in a while. So they take this like luxurious vacation at this resort and there you can kind of tell they're having some problems, like she kind of belittles him a little bit. And then there they meet Mia Goth and her husband. And you could tell like Mia Goth is really into Skarsgård. Like she says, like she's a fan and she kind of comes on to him and stuff. And basically the cut like they all take an adventure outside of the resort, which they're not supposed to. They're not supposed to leave the resort. That's like a rule because
Mhm.
it's supposedly very dangerous. But they do it anyway, and they get drunk and they get into an accident, and from there they end up in prison, but your way out is you either like die or if you have enough money you can have a clone of yourself and the family can kill that clone as part of like a I don't
Like
know what you would
right,
call like yeah
like a blood oath.
um it's kind of yeah, it's kind of hard to explain. So like that's like the premise of it, and then from then on it like spirals into this like crazy world, like without giving too much away, it spirals into this crazy world of like pure craziness and drugs and like drinking and orgies and like all this other stuff. So I mean I did like what the story was. Again, I just wish it explored more of that one realm. Another thing, feel like you're gonna disagree with me on this, and I'm gonna get a lot of hate. I kind of feel like I wish this wasn't Mia Goth, and I wish this was a different actress. Why?
I see that.
It was too much like Maxine and Pearl. Like you even have the same shot like where she's having sex, and that's like the same shot in X, like of her. So I just feel like I don't know if she was shooting like the movies around the time she was doing this, but it just felt too much like Pearl and Maxine, like her acting and stuff. It's like, okay, I don't want her to get typecasted, but I've like seen her in this role already. Like as much as I love her and like she was great, I just kind of feel like, okay, I've seen that and I wish it was like somebody else. But
Yeah, I think the problem is too is that a lot of actresses, and this kind of goes back to like, men in power and the Me Too movement, is that I think a lot of actresses are really reserved about doing sex scenes and nudity on film now
mhm,
because they feel like, oh, like, is this even necessary? You know what I mean?
right. Yeah.
And then I feel like certain actresses just kind of stay away from those kind of roles,
Mhm.
because for so long, men have exploited women in front of the camera and having sex scenes just to have sexy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's like
Yeah.
I think Mia Goth was probably the only choice, and the
Mhm.
maybe not the right choice, but the only choice because she's willing to do it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like, yeah, you can do this and still feel empowered about yourself.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, I totally see that, and that's also one of the general complaints that I've seen on TikTok about this movie is that, oh yeah, I mean, I've seen Pearl, I've seen Maxine, like that's all I see, and I do think like those two movies had overshadowed her
This
by now.
performance. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean, and not that his performance was bad or anything.
No, no, she was
It's just
great.
that she was like kind of, I don't know,
Yeah. Jamesy.
yeah, it's like she's trying to be psychotic and crazy, but in her British voice,
Yeah.
which I also thought was a nice touch, you know.
Right.
So, but yeah, I don't know, like, yeah, I do agree with you. If this was another actress, maybe would have elevated the character just a little bit more.
Mhm.
Because as horror fans or fans of movies, we've seen her in X and Pearl, and that's all we
Mhm.
see, which kind of sucks for her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we've seen that same kind of performance.
Right.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
so
no,
like
I could totally see that.
yeah. And it's like again, like she was great, but it's just like yeah, like you just said, we've seen that already. But
Yeah,
like everybody everybody else in this was great.
the
Like
husband was awesome, man. The fucking
Skarsgård,
husband.
the husband was really good too. Yeah, her husband in it. I forgot his name, but even Skarsgård, he was kind of funny in this too. Like just his mannerisms and like the stuff he was doing, like he can be really funny and very dramatic at the same time.
Yeah,
But yeah, like
I just
style
kept
wise,
seeing Eric Northman the whole entire time.
oh, I could just always
He
stare at
can't
him.
escape that. Can't escape that.
I just love him. And like even his style in this, oh, like his outfits, I just loved it. He looks so handsome. But I mean, even style wise though, like cinematography was great. He's really good at like certain shots, different lighting, different angles. Oh, I know what it was. It was White Lotus meets Eyes Wide Shut. That's what I phrased it
Never
as.
seen Eyes Wide Shut.
Okay. Well, or you know what? Society as well. The movie Society kind of has certain aspects of society.
Yeah, but there's no shunting scene, so I can't count that.
Well, I mean, it's
No,
just
but
hard
I
to
see, I see, I see your point though. But I do
yeah,
see.
you know what scene I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Like there's a
no, yeah,
scene in there that yeah, I kind of wanted more of that too. Like just because that was so weird. I
yeah.
think my only complaint, I wanted this to be weirder. I was expecting more weirdness. And like my husband loved it. He's like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "That was freaking great." And I'm like, "I wanted more weird, you know?"
You want weird? Watch Crimes of the Future.
I really want to see that too. That's on my list.
Yeah, if you want weird, watch that movie because that movie is fucking weird, and there's like no fucking point to it at all.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? Like you said, this feels like a pilot for a TV show. Like, what the fuck is this?
I've heard really mixed reviews on it.
Yeah, I did not like it. I saw a couple cats put this on their like top 5, top 10 of the year. I'm like, you fucking crazy. What the fuck did you see in that movie? And then like everything like, oh, this is such a weird movie, Return to Form, but like, like no, no.
I
I
think
don't,
it's difficult to do though, because as weird as I want it, I still want it to make sense in a way. If you know what I mean? Like it still needs to follow some type of story to be weird. It can't just
yeah.
be weird just to be weird. There
No,
has to
I
be
agree.
valid reasons. Yeah.
And that's kind of the problem with Crimes of the Future. That it's just weird to be weird.
Um,
You know?
well, I mean, I have to watch it, but yeah, like this still followed a story. I just wanted more of those crazy scenes, like where they're wearing like the masks, because those masks are really cool.
Yeah, I
And
don't even know what the story behind those are. You know, like
yeah,
that seems like a movie in itself right there. You know what I mean?
right. Like they should have explained that a little bit more too. But yeah, like I mean, I don't know. For me, I think those are my only complaints. And like I still enjoyed it though, but I just didn't love it. So I think for me, like 3 out of 5, you know?
I do think like Brandon Cronenberg is someone that does like a high concept, like a high conceptual person. Like when you hear
Hmm.
about the story of how you came up with antiviral,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
which is my
who
favorite.
would have thought of that?
Yeah.
You
I
know,
love that movie so much. That's my favorite.
and I haven't seen Possessor yet. I really do want to see that one, but just from the looks of the trailer, that looks like it's high concept as well.
It was, but that was great. And again, like that, like you have to watch that because that actually was really entertaining and weird.
Yeah, I really do want to see it. Like what it's Chris Abbott and Andrea Reisenberg, right?
I cannot pronounce, how do you say her name?
Andrea Reisenberg or something like that.
Rosenberg. She's great. She's a really good actress.
Yeah, so I really want to see that. But you could totally see the growth from like antiviral to this movie, like
Oh,
in
for sure.
Brandon Cronenberg, like just directing and writing. Like he feels like it's a little bit more tighter now. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? It's a little bit more less fat and more lean,
Hmm.
just getting straight to it. And I think the problem is too is that it sets up ideas, but it doesn't expand upon them like how you were saying.
Yeah,
There are certain
without
ideas
giving it
that are
away.
set up where there's certain ideas that are set up that are not just they're not expand upon. Like,
Right. And it would
okay,
have been interesting if they were,
yeah,
because then you would have like bought into it a little bit more. But
like
yeah,
the cops, the cops, the outside of the resort, you know what I
yeah, the
mean?
crime and everything like
The crimes and the crimes himself, you know what I mean? Like, oh shit. You know what I mean? The one
yeah.
thing too that I thought it was interesting is that when they did this one big um the one big heist at the mansion,
Oh yeah.
they're all sitting there. I thought that was great.
That was a good scene.
I thought that was great. Like, oh shit. But yeah, I was like, oh, they got fucked. They didn't pay. Like, no,
Right?
we're gonna make an example out of you guys.
That was a great scene. And then the scene where they get back and then Skarsgård is drinking and he's acting all crazy and he's beating up the person that has like the bag over their head. And then once they revealed that, I was like, oh, okay, that was a cool scene.
Yeah, that was also a good scene. But like, it felt like it was hazing though. It didn't feel like it felt like they did this to the other people as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're trying to incorporate him into their group.
Yeah.
And yeah, he just wasn't with it.
Wasn't with it. He wasn't
Wasn't with
about
it.
it.
Wasn't with it. Like, oh my god, dude. You
So,
bitch.
but yeah, like you were saying, if they ended it not at where he's like back and it's raining and he's at the beach, if they ended it where you're questioning,
Mhm.
that would have like, oh my God, I would have given it like better rating.
Yeah, because that actually because that's the underlying theme to this movie.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And it's just like you fucked up right there.
I
Like
know.
there have been like two movies where I've seen like at least two, three movies that I've seen like you could have ended it like 5 minutes before and it would have been the best thing ever.
Right?
And no, you keep going. Why?
Why? It's like they don't know when to stop.
Exactly. Like skin in a rink.
Really got to watch that now. I'm like wanting to watch it like right after this, but no, I'm gonna save it for nighttime.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Okay. Once you see it, now depending on how you feel, that's either going to be the perfect joke or that's going to be an awful joke.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah,
what would you rate? What would you rate Infinity Pool?
I think I gave it 3 Z's out of 5. I
Aw,
enjoyed it. I
what
had
were you
fun with
doing?
it. I I didn't know what to expect with it, honestly. And I liked them much. I liked it way better than Crimes of the Future because I felt like there was actually a point in the story and a plot to this movie where Crimes of the
Mhm.
Future I feel had nothing to do with any of those.
Mm.
So, and I'm like, man, David Cronenberg, like you should have just gone out on top with Eastern Promises, bro, because that's your masterpiece. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think Brandon Cronenberg, man, is on the rise. Like
Oh, for sure.
I think his stock is on the rise now, and I can't wait to see what he does next.
Me
Now
too.
you're starting to see him do more and more movies. You
Yeah.
know, I
And
think
it's exciting because it is his view is so different. It's so unique. And I feel like,
yeah,
yes, we need more of those type of filmmakers
yeah, because
again.
what Antiviral came out in what,
2012,
and
2011,
then Possessor came out in what 2018, 2019,
2018, 2019. Yeah.
and then now you got
Infinity
Infinity
Pool.
Pool that came out in 2023. Now the years are starting to close in on when he's starting to get projects now. So
Hmm.
so yeah, I think that's really cool. Can't wait to see what he does next.
Me too.
Okay, so main event time. Oh fucking boy. Sick. Okay. Uh God damn.
I feel like we're not going to agree on this one.
This movie sucked.
No way. This movie was hilarious and entertaining. Are you
This
kidding me?
movie was like I I just like, are you fucking serious?
I thought this was pretty solid.
I was
I
on my
did.
phone like on 10 minutes into this because like, dude, these characters are pissing me the fuck off.
But that's the point, though, I think, too. It's
Oh, I
kind of
get
like,
it. And I get it. And then when it's like the motivation behind it, you see like the motivation. Okay, so here's one thing I will defend though. Here's one thing I will defend. And this is the thing that I've been seeing on TikTok by people saying, "Oh, the motivation, I didn't like it." I thought the motivation actually was kind of solid,
yeah,
honestly. Because when you think about, and the people that say that is like, you don't have kids, you don't know what it's like to lose someone and
right.
whatnot. It's just like, you've been in that situation that you could have prevented or helped or know how to say from, and I think you would understand that motivation a little bit better.
Yeah.
I actually like that motivation behind the killings, and I
Oh,
thought that was great. I thought that was it's a mixture of like these radicalized people on laptops or these far right people, that take it to the extreme. These religious zealots, like, oh my god, and 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 they take it to the opposite, where it's like these people that are just have these that are very overprotected about the shutdowns and the rules, and you need to
mhm.
abide by them. I thought that was really great because I think that is very timely because we've seen, not to that extreme, but we've seen like people arguing on airplanes and restaurants about,
Everywhere. Yeah.
yeah, about masks and shots and this and that. And it's like, I thought that was really smart.
Yeah.
I thought that was smart. And like the motivation to me, like I didn't find it to be like, mm. I thought
No,
that was really solid motivation,
I think there's
especially if they're their
no,
parents.
right.
That makes sense.
I think there was no other way they could have done this. Like without that motivation. Like that was the only result we could get in something like this because otherwise it would have been too cheesy. It wouldn't have been as effective if it weren't. Are we going to give spoilers or no?
Yeah, we'll get spoilers because it's a Peacock original,
Okay.
and yeah, because it's a Peacock original. So yeah,
But yeah, like if it wasn't the parents, I just don't think there was any other way they could have done that. And I think that was like the best. I think that was his best solution. You know what I mean? Because you wouldn't have bought into it otherwise.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, for me, like I mean, I
I mean,
watched this
the other way you could have
now.
played it too. The other way you could have played it too is that if there's a scene in there where her ex shows her the video on Instagram where she's kissing another guy,
Yeah.
and then she shuns the other guy, and then you make that guy the killer.
But that wouldn't have been as effective, you know what I
No, it
mean?
wouldn't have been effective, but I'm just saying that's how also you could have played it. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
I
Um,
don't know. I just thought this was a very solid movie and it was fun and you did have scenes in this that were very suspenseful. Like the chase scenes. Like that was great and then I actually liked the opening scene. I mean, as soon as he's like, you got this guy shopping in a store, everyone's wearing masks, 6 feet. Like it's so of the times, at least it was like 2 years ago when like we didn't know what was going on. Like that was very realistic. And then, he's getting text messages and being stalked and stuff like that. And then I just thought like the way they played that opening scene was great. It was very suspenseful. You're like, what's going on? But it was also kind of funny at the same time. Like
Mhm.
not funny like haha, COVID's funny. Not
Yeah,
not that.
no, but
But I
there's
mean,
like there's humorous scenes with like the interactions.
yeah, like he's standing in line and then someone coughs and everyone like turns their head. Like who's coughing? Who has it? Or like when he's like, walking outside the store and he just like rips his mask off because he's just like had it. Like there's just
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
relatable. Like
Yeah.
it was a very relatable as a horror film, it was as most relatable to society and like what was going on, as close as you can get. And I like the fact that the opening was a guy because usually every horror film is like a girl being stalked or a girl being murdered. So I liked that twist, that it was a guy instead. And then I don't know, like I just feel like it was very like you had really suspenseful scenes and yes, the girls were annoying at first, but then you're kind of like with them and like what they're going through. And we all knew people like that, like we all know people that were super like, no, put your thing on. And then we all knew people like, I don't care. So like that was also very
Yeah,
relatable.
that dynamic between the two friends was actually really smart.
Yeah.
I actually like that dynamic because I thought that like that really played up into the situation with people and how they
Right.
treated it. You know what I mean? Yet you had one side of the coin where people were just like very protective and just didn't want to, you know,
Mm-hmm.
just didn't want to like risk it. And then you had other people that were just like, I don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna do my thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I really thought that was really smart on having that dynamic between the two friends.
For sure. And then I also like because like you had kind of like, references to things or, like with Scream, like the killer's calling them on the phone.
Hmm.
And then this one, it's like the text messages. And then like being stalked and like, you don't know who it is. And then I like the fact that it was like, okay, spoiler alert, that it was more than one person. That
Hmm.
was a cool, like that was cool too. And then another spoiler alert is like the names of the killers, Pamela and Jason. You have like the protective mom, Pamela, like Friday the 13th. So I thought there was kind of cool hidden,
Yeah,
horror stuff in the
Kevin
film.
Williamson usually does like puts in like little tributes to slasher films in his movie,
Yeah.
which I thought was smart. I I don't know. I wasn't a fan of this movie. It wasn't
Really?
as bad as they them. I
That
thought
was
that
awful. That was horrible.
that movie was really fucking bad,
And
and
that had so much potential too.
that could have been so good, but yet
Yeah.
you just don't go for it. And I feel like this movie kind of didn't go for it either in certain scenes. Like, man, like you let both of them live? Like one of them should have died.
Yeah, I mean, my only complaint, I do wish it was kind of like more risk, no pun
Yeah.
intended, like more risks were at stake and like more gore probably. But for what it was though, like coming to Peacock, like I still thought it was entertaining. Like I thought like I had fun with it. And I watched this right before the power went out and before the storm started. So like that was my night. Like after I watched this, boom, the power went out and I had to like light candles and everything. But I thought it was pretty solid. Like it's not the best horror movie ever, but I thought it was like definitely of the times and we don't have many horror movies of the times
Yeah,
or
because
the
I
pandemic.
feel people or writers and directors are scared
Yeah.
to do it because they're like, oh, well, you go to the movies to escape from reality, not to immerse yourself into reality. So
Right.
I do think with like movies like Sick, we're gonna start seeing a trend of more quarantine and um more horror movies during that
Mhm.
time. So it is going to be interesting to see if like that kind of picks up, if that picks up a trend or not.
Yeah.
So
Because
and
I
there's a
mean we
lot
are
of
what,
stories that
30
you could too do and tell from that era. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think enough time, not enough time, but time has passed by where you could start doing movies like that. Like when they did that movie Songbird, that was just ill
Yeah.
conceived. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah, I know.
Why would you do that? Like, what the fuck?
And
But
that
yeah,
came out what, 2 years ago?
yeah, it came out in January, I think of 2021 or something like that.
Oh, last year. Or wait, I keep forgetting we're in 2023 now.
Yeah, we're in
It's
2023.
been 3 years of this.
Yeah,
But no, like again, I thought, definitely of the times, like it's a slasher. We haven't had any quarantine slasher, pandemic films. So I thought like for that, for what it is, like I still thought it was fun and entertaining.
yeah. No, I mean, I thought it was okay. I thought it wasn't bad. It just wasn't for me. I was like, nah,
You
nah.
have to admit, that there were funny scenes, like
No, I
when
mean,
she's
I don't
running.
discredit like anything about this movie. Is like I do think that there were some funny moments in this scene. There were some really legit tense scenes,
Yeah.
but I don't know, man. I think when he really fucking replicated the opening to Scream, I'm like, seriously, dude.
Yeah, but he did it in a unique way though,
No,
was
I
text
mean, yeah,
messaging,
but like all I
public
thought
space.
about was the opening to the Scream movies. I'm like, come on, dude. I know that's your signature, but could have done something else there.
I liked it. I enjoyed the opening. I think like that part, and then my favorite part is when she's like trying to escape and running on the road, trying to like flag a car down. And then she flags the car down, and the woman's like, "Wait, do you have a mask? You need to put your
Yeah,
mask on."
put
She's
your
like,
mask
"Lady,
on. Put your
lady, I'm
mask
about to
on.
be killed, and you want me to put a mask on?" Like, I thought that was freaking hilarious.
Yeah, that was funny. That was funny as fuck. Because that's some real shit too.
That's some real shit. Like, oh my god, I was
That's
dying.
probably what happens.
Right?
She
Like
sees
you're
someone all bloodied and bruised up. Like, where's your mask? I don't have one. Put a mask on.
Oh my god, that was hilarious. And then like when they're partying and like using the hand sanitizer or like the spray and they're just spraying the sanitizer
Yes.
everywhere. Oh my god. That was hilarious.
I was like, man, I'll get that shit on the joint, man, because then you really be fucked.
Then you're really gonna be high. Yeah.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, I mean, this movie was okay. It wasn't great. I mean, it wasn't for me, honestly. I was like, God damn. I really wanted to like this movie too.
Well,
But
okay, what would have done it for you? Like what do you feel like something was missing, or like what
no,
would have
I
made
feel
you
like
enjoy
had he
it?
not tried to remake or recreate Scream, honestly, that's just my thing. Like I feel like he tried to recreate Scream
Hmm.
for modern age. The opening was very reminiscent of Scream. I'm just like, come on, dude. You could have done something else there. You could have had him waiting there. You could have had him stalking. You could have had him any other thing other than fucking using the phone or the text messages. You know what I mean? If you had the
Yeah.
text message as like, as his homie,
Hmm.
and then, I don't know, something like that. I don't know. To me, it's just like, man, reminiscent screams. Our two leads weren't likable. They were kind of annoying, but as the movie progressed, you start to root for them, which is I think is
Yeah.
a really a testament to Williamson's writing because you know if you can make your characters annoying but by the end likable,
Yeah.
that's really good writing. But also too like the her ex is fighting the dude in the house, and they fucking take off and leave him.
I know that part was shitty. Well, no, to be fair, they were waiting for him in the
And they
car.
were honking. They were honking. There were three of them. They could have took him on. That was another thing too. It was like, come on, like, come on.
Yeah, I
That
could see
that
that.
that like that's some bullshit. Like, I know you didn't like dude. I know he was just a fling or whatever. But fuck, you didn't have to do him like that. And now
Yeah,
you
they kind
care
of did
when he
him
got
dirty.
impaled in front on your front porch. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, but
Also,
I
too, I
mean,
don't buy that she survived that fall. But
oh my,
that's
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, holy shit, like that. There's no way.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, maybe you could survive that. Maybe you could.
I mean, she
She
did
got
get
her
messed
leg
up.
broken. That's true. Her leg was fucked up.
Oh yeah. Well,
Uh,
yeah, because remember she makes like the stilts or whatever, like the
yeah,
crutches. Yeah.
yeah. So, and then but yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, there were really good moments in this movie, but they're very far in between. To like, oh shit. And then when they look at the Wi-Fi, I thought that was
Yeah.
also smart. Someone's using the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that was smart.
I
Like
thought that was
those
smart.
little details, I feel like he's
Yeah,
really good at.
yeah. And I do think Williamson is a really great writer, and I think that he should just not write teenagers anymore. He should just write for like younger adults or adults, because like a 40-year-old man writing for like teenagers, sometimes it just doesn't work.
No, he's like what, 50s now? He's
Yeah,
getting
50s. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I would love to see Kevin Williamson do like a 30-year-old, like, or you know, more family like in horror. Cause like, you know me, like home invasion, that is the scariest for me. And this kind of was a home invasion. So I think that's why I enjoyed it. But yeah, I do want Kevin to like go for more adult storylines rather than like teenage or college kids, you know.
yeah. And I think also too, I think that's also another reason why I just didn't like it. Is like, man, you could have done something more with this. Like, you could have done
Mhm.
something like really, really, really crazy with it. I don't know what, but you could have done something. I mean, it was an entertaining movie. It just, as for me, I was just like,
You just didn't love it. Yeah.
yeah, I
How would
mean,
you
as
rate it?
far as like as I'm talking through it, like, yeah, it was entertaining. I'll give you that. And the motivation I thought was really solid. I really thought it was solid. I
Yeah.
thought it was solid because I think that's some real shit, and I do believe when you have people like on that extreme,
hmm
like they will do some shit like that. I mean,
Oh, for
we've
sure.
seen that shit on the news nightly. You know what I mean?
And
So
I like that it had both sides though. Like it wasn't just sticking to like, you know, like it did I do think he did play it fair with showing both sides of
yes,
that.
yeah, and not a whole lot of writers do that.
No, they
They
don't.
take one side or the other.
hmm
So, and I do like the fact that he was like poking fun at both sides and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I do think it was entertaining for sure, but it's
What
just,
would you rate it?
I mean, I give it like a three,
A 3?
three.
I'll give it a 4 because I mean, you know, it's not like again, it's not like the best horror movie, but for the times and to have a slasher and all those things, like it definitely is like fun to watch with like a group of friends or like, you know, on a Friday night and just like enjoy yourself and have a good time.
Yeah, it was another thing too. It didn't overstay its welcome, so that's another thing too.
Yeah, it was quick. Like it kept the way he paced it, it was like, okay, next. Like it did move on quickly.
Yeah,
It wasn't like dragged out at all.
like once they got into the house, then the movie really picked up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like first you got to set up your characters, get them to know them, but once the killers start entering the house, game on.
Yeah.
So I
It's
thought that
all
was smart. So
over.
I was like, oh, okay, we're gonna have to spend like another night, or like, you know what I mean? Like, come on.
Yeah, it was all one night. That's a good point. It was
Yeah, it's
all
all
one
one
night.
night. Well, it didn't take like 2, 3 nights. You know what I mean? So
hmm
that's one thing I do appreciate, that it was like efficient in the way that it was telling its story.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, for sure check it out if you're into that kind of stuff. I don't I don't think it's like fear mongering. Like you know, I think like if this came out right when the pandemic like was going on, like within the first 6 months, I think maybe people would be too timid to watch it. But I think since time has passed, you know, I think like I don't think you're gonna be like fear mongered or like over COVID to like watch this, if that makes any sense.
No, no, I get. No, I understand that.
Yeah.
I don't think it was like this. I think people, if they say this is like film mongering or whatever, like they're missing the point,
They're missing the point.
because it's a satire on real life events, really.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I enjoyed it. It was okay. Wasn't great. It was okay though.
Did Miss Moist watch it?
Yeah, she did not like it.
She didn't like it.
She didn't like it. She
Did
thought
she
it was,
watch Infinity Pool?
yes.
What did she think about that?
I don't remember. It was a while ago. There was a lot of, yeah, I don't know. I would have to ask her again, because I don't
Okay.
remember where she stand on that. But she did not like this movie though. That's for sure.
Why did she say why?
It was dumb. Like you said, she was
Oh.
fucking dumb. That's why.
Oh man.
You know, Miss Moist.
Yeah, good old Ms. Moist. She
That
didn't
was
get
fucking
moist while
dumb.
watching it.
No, she was dry as a rock, dry as a Mojave Desert.
Oh God.
Yeah, I mean, 3 Z's out of 5. I mean, it's okay. I mean, I
I'm
really
gonna
don't
give it
have
a
anything else
4.
to say about it. Like, it was okay, but I thought the motivation was solid. I think
Yeah,
people were complaining about the motivation, saying it was, no, no, don't underestimate crazy people, man.
right.
That's really the takeaway from this. Don't underestimate crazy people.
And you never know what they're gonna do, like in
Exactly.
that type of situation, you know.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Especially if they lose someone the way they lost them. That's just,
Right.
oh shit. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Yeah, all bets are off.
don't underestimate crazy people. People. That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying.
100%.
All right. Well, that is our review of Kevin Williamson's new movie, Sick. It is on Peacock right now. You can stream it. We are not sponsored by them, but hopefully we will be, because give us some free subscriptions. God damn it.
Yeah.
Or give us a free month.
Seriously. Something, anything. We'll take anything.
Yeah, exactly. Give us a screener. I don't give a shit. One of those two. But yeah, those are reviews, people. Sorry we had missed out on January. We will do better going forward. And we got our next show already lined up, which is Skinamarink, apparently.
Yeah. It
Oh
will be. No, it is. Yeah, for sure.
my god. Yeah, we'll figure out when we'll do that, but probably toward the end of the month you'll hear us again. So till then, stay safe and always
Stay scared.